Hello, I'm Xavier Patch Taylor, and I'm an undergraduate at QUT, studying creative industries with a major in advertising and a major in interactive visual design. And this semester, I undertook an internship at Brothers Rugby Club in Ascot, where I worked as an embedded creative. This was the first internship I applied for, and upon sending them my resume and cover letter, I received a phone call the very next day, where Julia, my now supervisor, gave me an over-the-phone interview. I was ecstatic to hear this news and started the very next week. This is Brothers Rugby Club, a small, open office space with lots of friendly faces. And this is where I worked. When I initially spoke with my supervisor, Julia Corey, and the CEO of Brothers, Matt Kay, they asked me how I wanted to shape my internship here, and whether I believed I had any specific skills they could equip. I said the area I was most comfortable in was design, and through this, we discussed that my role there will be split into two core design projects under the marketing and branding sector. These projects were respectively the Brothers 2018 brand exposure document and their 2019 sponsorship opportunities. The brand exposure was to be completed within the first 6 weeks, signalling the halfway point. During the design of this document, I chose many of my own resources, including stylistic choices and even some photos of the rugby players and rugby grounds. The application I chose to construct this document was InDesign, as it allowed me more freedom and precision in design of this document. In years previous, they had used PowerPoint, so there were several difficulties in forwarding the way things looked and read in the newer document style. This proved to be a fun challenge, from turning a page like this into an entirely different layout and design, whilst maintaining and expressing the key points needed. My supervisors mentioned the importance of advertising the brand in this document, and they gave me the power to emphasize which part of the brand I believed had the most cut-through and interest. Because of this, I did some demographic research and discovered that this would be both a business-to-business and a business-to-consumer document. Making a corporate B2B document that was also necessarily friendly and homely proved to be an interesting design challenge. The next project I completed was the sponsorship programs for 2019. The struggles I faced in this document were of a different nature. The document was exclusively B2B, and it wasn't specifically aimed at advertising the brand, but rather a more bare-bones corporate document that displayed the necessary information of sponsorship programs in a clean fashion. This document had two key markets: the existing sponsors of Brothers and possible new sponsors of Brothers. For this piece, I was able to work a lot faster in the latter stages, with my newly developed understanding for the brand identity and their design tropes. Along with these two large projects, I created many other small invitations, programs, and even this short video for Brothers. Aside from the core of the brand identity, my supervisor and CEO allowed me to exercise my creativity and individual judgment. Across working on these two documents, I learned a lot about aspects of design and how they can be incorporated to advertise aspects of a brand or a program. In my professional plan, I outlined 5 key objectives in my broad learning goal to be completed in the duration of my internship. In my first objective, I achieved weekly meetings and conversations with my supervisor. However, most of the ideation creation was left up to me, with very little scrutiny from my supervisors. The logistical aspects were a combined effort. I believe I achieved the second objective the best of the 5, with effective brainstorming, lots of sketching, and an effective translation from sketches to InDesign. The third objective was achieved with many emails and written editing done to the documents, and through this improving the interpersonal communication at my new workplace. Initially, I was nervous about having these serious conversations, but as the time in my internship progressed and the relationships became stronger, the conversation flowed accordingly. The final objective, I believe I didn't fully achieve, with only my software skills improving. I believed I neglected to network further, as I was working as an embedded creative and there were no other practitioners in my field. All in all, this was a great learning experience, and a little taste of the real world has had a profound effect on improving my motivation to work and explore my craft.